Welcome, sports fans, to the latest S&M production of the Sunday Night Sports Nerd Show. It is the most absurd 90 minutes of anything goes, smack talk, and a whole lot more. Every Sunday night, the Sports Nerd joins forces with three charismatic co-hosts who are a select group of sports nerds with attitude, better known in Nerd Nation as the Rampant. We are four of the most loudmouth, smack-talking nerds around, coming at you with some sick rips and rants, which may be just enough to make your pants. So listen up, Nerd Nation. Let's rise and welcome the legend himself. He is the founder, he is the host, and he is the star of the Sports Nerd Show. Coming to you live, straight out of Lakeland, Florida, Scott, the Sports Nerd Right.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Nerds. I am your host, Scott, the Sports Nerd Right, and along with my co-host, Mr. Elliot Big E Lamba, Bills Mafia member, Mr. John G. Olson, and soon to join Ken Go Cowboys. Coslow will be discussing the week that was.
How about them Cowboys?
Right. We are live each and every Sunday night on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and on the blockchain, courtesy of Vim TV. If you missed the live broadcast, you can watch your replays on Spotify, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, and on the blockchain via Peak D. Gentlemen, 2 weeks off. I apologize for last week, but we are back. We are live and in charge and ready to rock and roll. Mr. Olson, how you doing? Good to see you, Elliot. Ken will be here shortly. What's going on, Galiz?
Living the Vida Loca.
I wasn't ready for last week either.
You guys both weren't around last week?
Uh-uh.
No?
I told him first that I wasn't showing up.
Oh, and then he said, can't do it.
I was away from home.
Yeah, Elliot messaged me first, yes.
Yeah. Hello, Brett. Yeah, I guess a better time than never. Yeah, so my life is interesting now. I'm a full-time truck driver, long-haul truck driver. Look at me. I'm home this weekend, which was great because it was my kid's birthday on Friday. Yep. But
happy 6th birthday, Isaiah.
Thank you. He says thank you, even though he's not here. But yeah, so I'm kind of tentative every week from now on.
Up in the air, maybe kind of, sort of.
Yeah, like if I'm stopped at a truck stop and there's good Wi-Fi, I'll definitely jump on. If I'm home, obviously, I'll jump on. But there's just no guarantee with me every week now, just because I have no idea. Especially when I start going into the States. Like when I start going into the States, which will be in the next 2 weeks probably.
So in other words, John's a part-timer on the Sports Nerd Show now.
Yeah, I'm like Ron Gallo. I'm a
like
special guest now, right? So, but
well, I know, John, you can never quit us, so I know you'll be here when you can.
Oh, listen, Brokeback Mountain. No, yeah. Why can't I quit you?
You can't quit it, John. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, it's dude. It's tentative. So it worked out like me and Taskmaster on Hive. We did 2 shows last week. Tuesday I was still home, but Thursday I was on the road. I got into a truck stop plenty of time, so I was able to, I have my laptop with me and my mic and everything. So if I'm in a truck stop, it's no problem. But obviously I can't do it while I'm driving. That would be unprofessional.
Yes, very much so.
And very dangerous.
And dangerous as well.
Yes.
It can get you in trouble too, John, with
just
the company you're driving for.
Just slightly.
Yeah. So, a question is, are you enjoying the work? Do you like doing it?
Oh, I love it, dude. I freaking love it. Like, it's funny. When I went to do this training back in January, February, March, I had this envision of what it would be to be a trucker. Like, this was, like the dream job and this and that. Right. And I went through hell. That first job I got was just awful.
Concrete? Cement truck?
Yeah, it was the concrete thing. And it was just like, I was getting like just pooped on every day by the coworkers, and I've never worked for anyone before, so it was very hard for me to
just. Pizza days.
Well, yeah, that was when was that? That was before my
25 years ago.
Oh yeah, exactly. So I didn't do good with the talking down to, but I shut up for like 3.5 weeks. I took it. I was like, okay, listen, they've been doing this for a lot more.
Anthony, how you doing?
I guess how they talk to people in this industry, but I don't like it, but I'll shut up. And then finally, I get off the Tuesday because it was Canada Day long weekend. So we're just off a long weekend. And dude, I swear to you, as soon as I step in, some of the senior guys, now not my boss, hi Ken, not my boss, just like coworkers start ribbing on me about something that happened Friday. And I was just like, all right, you guys have a good life. I'm out of here. Goodbye. Like, you ever see Half Baked where the guy quits the fast food? He's like, F you, you're cool. That was basically me leaving. But I got a job within an hour of quitting. I got a new job.
John, tell us how you managed that.
I literally just applied. I came home. I told my wife. I laid in the bed. I looked at her and she said, "What?" And I'm like, "Yep. I got to get to work." Okay. And I fired out applications and bam, got a call back.
The Lord smiled upon him.
The Lord provides, man. I'm telling you. And I went to the interview the next day and they hired me and they said, "We'll do training for a week and a half and then we'll get you in a truck and we'll get you going."
Nice.
So I did training and they put me in the truck on Wednesday, and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday I was out on the road learning and
were you with somebody or were you by yourself?
By myself.
When you were fretting about the possibility that you couldn't get a good job because you had to have experience and this and that.
Yep.
And I told you, man, it'll happen, dude. Just give it a minute.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it
out of the
happened,
blue, right?
Bro.
It just dropped in your lap, didn't it?
Dude, you were Nostradamus with that, man. But it's exactly what I thought when I said, okay, I want to be a truck driver. This is exactly the job I thought I envisioned. It's like that self-fulfilling prophecy stuff. Anyways.
It's a lot of me time, isn't it?
It's a lot of me time, bro. If I didn't have podcasts, I wouldn't know what to do. Like, I listen to because the XM radio in the truck doesn't work. So I'm stuck with my phone and whatever's on my phone.
Can you imagine what it was like for truckers back in the day?
I couldn't imagine. And like I got the headset and everything to talk on. So I couldn't imagine without cell phones. You'd have to be on CBs all the time talking to like dudes.
Well, do you have a CB in the truck?
Oh, I got a CB in the truck, but I don't use you don't use them. You don't use
doesn't
CBs.
The truck have like a sleeping area too?
Oh yes, I got a fridge. I
brought my little road truck, dude.
I brought my little microwave with me. Yeah. I got a kettle. I got a toaster in there. I got a little desk that swings out, and I can put my computer on. And
how comfy is the bed, John? How comfy is the bed?
The bed's awesome.
Nice.
Dude, you wouldn't think. You think like a little dude.
My friend was a trucker, and he used to come visit me in Arizona in his truck. We used to hang out in that motherfucker right outside the apartments where I lived at. He parked it right there on the dirt road, and we were just sitting there partying and having a good old time.
Yeah, man.
Nice fucking the cabin in that truck. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a little studio apartment.
Oh, it's great. I love it. It's the best two sleeps I had. 3 sleeps I had in that thing over last week. It was amazing. I slept for like 9 hours straight every night. Like
you'd be amazed how much you can sleep when you have that much solitude.
Yeah, solitude, and it's very quiet. The only thing you hear sometimes if trucks are beside you, they got the APU, their power units going, so there might be something going on beside you. But you get used to it, the hums.
But then you're kind of obligated to sleep too. They want
you have to legally 8 hours to be stopped. You can't drive. It has to be consecutive. Right. You can't rest for 4 hours and drive for 2.
School. I just didn't make it out.
Yeah. It's cool, man. It's cool. I can see how some people love it, and I can see how some people hate it because you're definitely you're on the road, man. A lot of
I got derailed. My situation, I got derailed. So
a lot of me time.
Many years ago, I knew a trucker. Because he used to come into the restaurant I worked at on a consistent basis, and that life is not easy. And I hand it to you, John, because that's a rough freaking life. Being on the road most of the time during the year, being away from home, being away from the family, it is not an easy life. Now, the benefits of that job though is the money. Truckers make serious fucking money. Okay, if you get
there's a caveat.
If you get into the right gig, the money is great. Okay. Granted, you've got a high cost as far as fuel is concerned, because fuel is the most expensive expense you're going to have with a truck. Because I mean, those tanks carry 120, 300 gallons, something like that, whatever it is.
The goal is to get your own shit.
Yes, the goal is to get your own truck.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's when you're gonna bank.
Owner operators make the best money.
Operators is the way to go.
It's the way.
When you're an independent operator, you write your own checks.
The company I work for, that's how they set it up. They set up you to do good as the company driver, and then they try to get you in a lease to own one of their own trucks.
Exactly.
And then
that's what you got to work for.
Massive discount on shop costs, massive discount on fuel costs. That's the goal.
For truckers, it's almost more important to have their own truck than it is to have their own home.
Right.
A bunch of guys I met last week, they don't have a home
because that is their home.
That is their home.
They live in the truck, right?
Yeah. If I could see if you're single, even if you're a young guy, like a single young guy, like, oh my gosh. And especially if you start when you're young, and then by the time you're 30, you own your own truck and you got guys driving for you and stuff. You could talk, but what you said, Scott, what I've noticed, it's great because of the hours, like the hours you put in are not cumulative. Like that doesn't represent how much money you make.
Right.
The only time I'm making money as a driver is when the wheels are turning. That's it. Load securement, I can be sitting there doing a load for 4 hours. I'm not getting paid for that. I don't get paid for that. I get paid for driving it. So it's good money if you're doing long haul because you're not spending so much time load securing. Like when I start driving to Texas, Ken, I'll link up with you when I get down there. Cool. When I'm doing that, that's that's 2,000 miles from here.
Yeah.
So I'm on the road for 4 days.
Yeah.
You can do about 500, 600 miles a day. So I'm on the road. That's just 8 hours a day driving, 10 hours a day driving, making the money, then spending the time to get it off. So that's when you make your money. What I'm doing right now is kind of learning the ropes. It's not big money by any stretch, but it's experience.
No. You got to build to get
it's
there.
Money, period.
You got to put in the work, man.
The finish line is where you get that truck, where you get your own rig.
Yeah, man.
Once you do that,
what are you hauling now?
Just like I did rebar, drove it to Saskatoon, and then I had to drive down to Weyburn, Saskatchewan, which is like 50 miles from the American border, and I picked up some cable, reels of cable, so big, huge, massive reels. It's all flatbed stuff, so I have to do load securement.
Oh, you're driving a flatbread. You're not a box truck?
Not boxes. No, just flatbeds and step decks. So it's all load securement, which is what you need to know in Alberta because the box trucks are usually on the coast, the Toronto, Montreal, or Vancouver.
Mm-hmm.
But the flat decks is all of the industrial, the pipe stuff that's big here. So I'm learning all about that as I'm going too. So, which is cool. It's great. They got guys that are experienced that are meeting me at the spot and helping me, tie everything down and learn the right way.
You're having fun doing it, John.
Dude, I love it. I was driving back the other day. I was telling my dad, I said, this is like, I can't believe people get paid for this. Like driving.
Dude,
I see the country.
You're part of a fraternity now.
Sorry?
Basically. You're part of a fraternity.
Oh, I love it. I totally see how it's a lifestyle for people, man. I totally see
that's a brotherhood, man.
Yeah, man.
You're going to meet a lot of people. You're going to gain a lot of fucking contacts. Yep. That's going to might help you with your business, too.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
With your other business.
I need to get into a truck with XM so I can listen to NFL radio all the time.
There you go.
Well, right now I got my podcast, so it's okay. But
just make sure when you get your own truck, you have satellite. So
can you link your phone into the truck to the radio in the truck?
I tried to pair my phone all week. I couldn't figure it out, but it's a USB. It's got a USB plug, so I can plug my phone into it and play all my music that's on my phone, all my podcasts.
Right.
So I can do it that way.
That's nice.
But yeah, it's cool, man.
Nice.
It's slick.
Well, John, I'm glad you're enjoying yourself, and I mean, I know you're going to be on the road sometimes, most of the time, so you won't be on the show. But if you get to a rest stop where you can park it and do what you got to do, or
say what's up.
Yeah, man.
Just to join the show, that's great. We appreciate you, guys. Training camp opens this week.
Yay!
Yes, sir.
Training camps are about to open. Can you believe it? It's almost time. I love it. Football season is upon us. And I'm excited.
I'm tempering my excitement.
Why are you tempering your excitement?
Because it's gonna be over before you know it, and we'll be sulking for another 6 months.
I know, yeah.
Correct. Yeah, right.
Dude, isn't that funny when this new season starts? It's like
he's
week
like 7
6
months ahead of
already.
us, John. What's going on with that, dude? Elliot, stop.
Dude, it's funny though. It's like I remember like every year you get so excited, you lead up, and then before you know it, it's like week 6. It's like what the hell? A quarter
All
of the
of a sudden,
season.
Where did this time go?
All of a sudden, it's Thanksgiving, and you're talking trade deadlines.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's weird, bro. Like
Hall of Fame games in 2 weeks or 3 weeks?
And
3
now
weeks,
it's
I
kind of
think.
like NFL is like the Grinch.
It's the Browns and the Jets, I think, is what it is.
Once they play Christmas, then we're done.
yeah, that's it. Christmas and then it's
Fantasy
like playoffs.
wise, anyway.
Well,
Oh, don't forget Black Friday. We got Black Friday game this year too.
yeah.
Thank you, Amazon.com.
Thanks, Amazon. Hey, I got a quick question because I'm doing a threadcast.
Okay.
We have a question, and I thought this would be a fun one to start the show with.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is Forex Broker, straight from Australia, has a question.
Okay.
As
From
adult
Australia.
men,
Nice.
yeah, he's actually a big hockey fan, which is really cool.
Okay.
He says, as adult men, what is your take on wearing jerseys with players' names on the back? In your opinion, is it lame, weird, or cool? And the caveat is, as a fan, I love seeing jerseys on the street with real niche players on the back. There would be some really cool stories about that.
Niche
So what
players on the back. I'm not sure.
yeah,
what
like
you
if you have like some, like you got Miles Garrett,
mean.
Victor
Garrett
Hedman.
and Kane, and I
Yeah.
got Jim Brown here too.
Basically,
right,
players
Jim Brown.
that-
So those are like big names. But imagine if I had a Micah Hyde jersey.
basically players that have created
Everyone
their own
knows.
niche in the sport.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, that'd be like me with a Brady Quinn jersey. I mean,
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like I would out of all the jerseys, I got my Josh Allen jersey, but I would want a Micah Hyde jersey. That's not a jersey you would see all the time. Only a diehard Bills fan would have a Micah Hyde jersey.
Right. I mean, NFL Network does this every once in a while, where they're focused on people showing up to games or people on the streets with niche jerseys on for big or out of the ordinary players on the name as far as the jerseys are concerned.
I've been looking for a Tony Pollard jersey for the longest time. I cannot find one anywhere.
Wow.
I'm gonna be Talanoa Hufanga, yo.
There you go, man. Hell yeah.
29 for the 49.
As for the gentleman's question, I have reached the age where I don't give a shit what anyone thinks I should be wearing. I'm going to wear whatever the hell I want to wear.
Yeah, I'm on board with you there, Kenny.
I've always thought that it's cool to wear it, okay, as long as you're comfortable doing it. Some people, they want to take it to the place where it says, "Oh, you're wearing somebody's name on your back." You know,
dude,
I'm not a fan of buying a jersey and putting my name on the back of the jersey.
No, why? I didn't do nothing.
That's ridiculous.
I've never thought of this. Like if I had like I got my Josh Allen's jersey, I got my Thurman Thomas jersey, I got my Andre Reed jersey, I got my London Fletcher jersey. Like I got all these Bills stuff, and I never once said I'm a grown man wearing another grown man's name on my back. I never thought. I just thought I'm a fan of the team, and this is a player I really enjoyed watching play the game.
Yeah.
So, but it's an interesting question.
I would be proud to wear this out in the public as well as the ones behind me. Hedman and Garrett, I'd be thrilled.
When somebody takes it to the point where
just
you're saying you're wearing another man's name on your back, dude, seriously? You gonna bring that up?
No, the reason why we wear jerseys with the players' names on our back is to honor that player.
Yes,
we respect that player.
To memorialize.
We love that player.
To thank them for
making Jim Brown. I will wear this, and I will never wash this jersey.
Well, the other thing for me is
Sundays better days to live. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I can't find jerseys in other sports that fit me. So football is the only I can't like. Yeah. So all I got is Oilers hats.
You can find a sweater that'll fit you, John, for NHL. You can find
hockey jerseys.
You're kidding me?
No, bullshit.
Because hockey sweaters will swallow you whole.
I found a 6X jersey the other day.
I mean, you go to the big and tall. But dude, I'm in Canada, man. You can't get that special.
I am 6'2", 300 pounds. That Hedman sweater, is big on me.
Order from
The
Fanatics.
sleeves go over my wrist.
Order
All
from
right.
Fanatics?
Well, I'm shopping in
I would highly
Walmart then
I
or
would
something.
I would very much no. I got that off NHL.com or Fanatics. That's where I got it from.
Fanatics is the one that does all the sports selling.
Yeah, I would encourage you to, if you want a Connor McDavid jersey.
No, I would get a Draisaitl. I wouldn't get a McDavid.
Draisaitl?
Or get a Draisaitl.
Minor.
They call them sweaters in the NHL, not jerseys. But anyway,
Right.
Who told you that?
Fanatics.
Hockey jerseys, hockey sweaters. I've never heard hockey
It's
sweaters.
good.
Hockey jerseys,
That's a Canadian term. That's okay.
dude. Hockey sweater.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I have never heard that in my life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
No, hockey jersey.
It's a hockey sweater. It's not a jersey. It's a hockey sweater.
Okay. Sorry, that's Mr. American telling the Canadian
Man,
what it's
actually educating a Canadian on hockey stuff?
about hockey. I looked at where's Ron? Where's Ron? I need Ron some backup here, man. Dude, Ron's driving around Alberta with all the
On his bicycle.
dinosaurs on his bike.
Yeah.
I have a question for you though.
All
You
right.
said you have a Thurman Thomas jersey.
Yes.
What do you have a Thurman Thomas helmet?
No.
You know,
No,
he lost
even-
his helmet.
John-
Oh yeah,
wouldn't-
right. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, even John can't find Thermos' helmet. It's
No,
it's
no one
missing.
knows what it's the mystery.
Yeah,
of it.
okay, that's
helmet
enough
is.
of that.
Yeah. It took me a second for you to the reference, and now okay.
Leave it to Ken to do a cowboy smackdown on the Buffalo.
I know,
Bills.
it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah.
I wasn't against the Cowboys though. I was against
Dude, you know
the
what?
Redskins.
I was listening to all those podcasts, Bills podcast last week, driving around, and the reoccurring theme was, who would you like the Bills to play in the Super Bowl? And like 99% of the podcasters, like, we want to play the Cowboys, and we want to beat the crap out of them.
Yes. I could
Like,
have told
man,
you
you
that.
gotta let go of that hatred, man. Like,
The revenge.
They hate us. If the Sabres were to make the Stanley Cup Finals, who will they want to play? The Dallas Stars.
Yeah, see, there you go, John.
They hate Dallas with a passion.
Brett Murphy bringing the education in high school.
Brett, listen, Google, okay? AI, Brett, okay? Just take it easy. Yeah, I've never
worn a freaking hockey sweater. Okay,
Thank you. What do you call it?
me?
Yeah.
It's a freaking jersey, man. Come
Thank
on.
you. You want to know why? Because you are from New York and you know hockey. Thank you.
Fucking right.
Sorry, Texas. Sorry, Florida. I
kidding
love
me?
you guys.
I used to have the fattest freaking Islanders jersey, man, back in the day.
Right, Jersey. Like, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
It's these
Thank you,
original
Brett.
6 cities. We know. Anyways.
What do you college and shit? That's college shit, yo. Letterman sweaters and shit.
I'll tell you what, though, I will draw the line on that. I will not wear a college jersey. I'm not going to contribute to the NIL.
No, and I won't. I don't buy any college.
I don't mind wearing the college jersey if it has a number on it only. But as far as putting somebody's name on it just to beef him up, no, thank you.
I don't buy college. What's the word I'm looking for? Sports stuff. I don't buy merchandise. I don't buy college merchandise because I'm not going to financially support college. I will enjoy the games, but I will not financially support them. That's how irrational.
I used to buy Arizona stuff. I used to buy Arizona stuff when I lived in Arizona. I supported the Wildcats back when I was supporting college football at that time.
As much as I love the Buckeyes, I will not purchase a hat or a jersey or a wristband, for that matter, of Ohio State. I won't make that purchase. No.
Well, it all comes back to another argument. Like, for instance, you guys know I'm a wrestling fan.
Yes.
And how many wrestlers go around? How many fans go around wearing wrestlers' T-shirts and all that kind of stuff? You know what I'm saying? It's got nothing to do with anything but your admiration for somebody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of wrestlers, but there's only one or two I might spend my money on to buy. Stone Cold Steve Austin was one of the biggest sellers ever of merchandise. The Rock,
Yep.
I didn't have a problem wearing their shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's nothing but just respect.
How about the Undertaker?
Undertaker, oh my God,
dude!
Seriously.
Speaking of the Undertaker, did you see him on vacation? His wife taking that video.
Oh, McCool?
No,
Michelle McCool. Yeah, no, I didn't see it. What's up?
dude. So they're somewhere like I don't even know, but it was really shallow water, and she's like laughing her head off, and he's sitting there staring down a shark. The shark is swimming around his feet, and he's sitting there staring it down, like talking to it to get away. And it was I'm like, dude, the guy's a legend. Like,
John, the guy is the same age as I am. That's how old he is.
Yeah, but he's just a legend. You're the sports nerd.
Correct.
I love you, though.
Yes.
I don't love him.
Yeah, I'm nobody, but that's okay.
After I left college, I was a statistician for my alma mater, UTA, and we played Texas Wesleyan, his alma mater. He was playing for Texas Wesleyan, and we saw him play when he was in college basketball. He filled up.
A great basketball player in college.
Yeah. Yep.
That's crazy.
The dude is like 7 foot tall, for God's sake. Come on.
Oh, he's a big dude, man. But you got to Google that video, man. It's hilarious.
Hey, you know what?
So
I just want to go. I want to rewind to something Brett said earlier about Christmas came early for Tennessee or something.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I think DeAndre Hopkins might have just put himself on ice.
Dude. Like,
Have fun.
Look, I never fault the player for getting his paycheck, and he's getting his paycheck.
He's getting 2 years, $26 million. That's not a lot of money. It really is.
No,
it's still some money, and the incentives kicking in. It can be up to like something like.
Put it in Google.
But
but again, he signed with a mediocre team
that has no quarterback.
Ryan Tannehill, Malik, whatever his last name is, and the new guy.
Jacksonville is still the best team in that division. Despite the fact
the
that
the Jags are the best team in that division.
Yeah,
right.
They got the best quarterback.
Even with D-Hop in Tennessee, the
Shit,
Jags
people
are still the best team in that division.
People are shouting Trevor Lawrence might win an MVP this year. The way he played last year.
At the second half of that season, he started looking better.
If he plays this season the way he played last season, he might be in the running for that MVP.
He can only get better from what last year was.
And he's got a good core around him.
And he's got Doug Peterson as the head coach. So
exactly, that's the point. That's what I'm going to bring up when Elliot wants to talk about the Josh Allen overrated stuff. Remind me of that.
All right.
Remind me about the Doug Peterson
division that Trevor Lawrence plays in. That's what's going to help him a lot. He just played 6 games against that bum-ass division.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Houston.
The thing about Trevor Lawrence is he's gaining confidence all the time.
Yeah, and
that has everything to do with Peterson.
Yeah. I totally agree.
Speaking of the Jags, Evan Ingram just got a 3-year deal with the Jags.
How did he get all that money? Someone explain it to me, please.
$41.25 million.
Evan Ingram.
3-year deal.
He balled last year, man. You got to give it to him. He balled last year. He was part of the reason that helped Christian Kirk, because I tell you what, he's the one that goes over the middle. Kirk tends to, take the post. And when you got to guard Ingram, and Ingram, he played really well. Look, he played to the ability that the Giants didn't let him play to.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Okay,
because he got his paycheck.
He was highly drafted and he was highly touted coming out of college. And the Giants wasted him. You know what I'm saying? And he went to Jacksonville and he showed. Just like everybody criticized the Christian Kirk deal. Why'd they give him so much money? Christian Kirk went right the hell off all year. You know what I'm saying? So I can see where they would give it to him, especially if, so he takes the franchise tag. But then next year they wind up losing him. You know what I'm saying? Because that's usually what happens. You want to slap a franchise tag on me?
Not to mention Calvin comes back off suspension.
Yeah.
The Jags are going to be deadly.
Oh, yeah, Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley's coming back.
I know. That's what I mean. He's got a great core. That's why I think the Jags are positioning themselves to basically be the team to beat in that division. And
I don't think there's anything, and I don't think there's any other team in that division that's going to give him any fucking competition. Indianapolis, Houston, Tennessee.
Well, Houston's on a rebuild, and I think that they got a good young coach in there, and they got the stud quarterback.
Over under is 5 wins. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, not this year. Not this year. but they're setting up. So
But I'm just saying, in the meantime, Jags are going to feast in that division.
And Tennessee ain't it, man. Tennessee's on the decline.
You might as
Derrick
well,
Henry is not going to be around forever.
You might as well look at Jags taking 5 out of 6 of those games against the division rivals.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
Yeah, Jags for the next half decade.
Yeah, I don't know
just another great quarterback in the AFC.
I don't know if D-Hop went for the money or what it was.
It was the money. Because
let me ask you guys this. He visited 2 teams. The Tennessee and the Patriots.
Right.
Which is the better team. I think Tennessee's better than New England. I'm sorry. I think they are.
Yeah, but I think that he got offers from – I think he was poking around with the Chiefs, the Bills, the Patriots,
the Browns,
and the Titans.
And the
Browns. And all of those teams said, this is what we're going to do. And he said, I want more. And the only team that did the more was Tennessee.
So he went for the money, not necessarily.
He went for the money because he's obviously – how the hell are you going to win a ring?
You're not going to get a ring in Tennessee.
Ryan Tannehill.
No.
Not with Ryan Tannehill as your quarterback.
No.
Will Levis.
No.
Will Levis
and Malik. Like the guy that they basically
right now. Malik is outplaying Will Levis in preseason.
Malik, what's his last name? Malik what? Oh, hang on.
See, it's bad when nobody can remember your last name.
I know, right?
Malik Willis? No, that's in basketball.
Mm-mm.
I can't remember. Anyways, the kid that they were hanging out to dry last year.
Yeah.
They drafted him from Liberty University. It is Malik Willis. I was right. Give me
Malik
credit.
Willis.
Yeah, Malik Willis. Yeah, that's right.
So
yeah, I mean,
we were supposed to be the hashtag kid out
coming
out of the draft last year, but he wasn't that great.
We were just having this discussion at the barbershop about which conference is better. You know what I'm saying? And I kept telling you, look, if you look up and down the NFC and you look up and down the AFC, run me off a list of the top quarterbacks in each conference. Who you have in the NFC?
The list in the NFC is going to be
NFC, Jalen Hurts.
Let's start with the NFC because that's the easier one.
Jalen Hurts.
Brock Purdy.
No, I wouldn't even put him in there at this point.
Dak Prescott is borderline.
Dak Prescott can be there. You know, we can't say what's his name from Minnesota, fucking
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins.
Only because statistically he's always there.
And his own wide receiver didn't put him in the top 5 of his own top 5 quarterbacks.
Right.
Yeah.
But look at the rest of the
AFC
of
is
it. You got
Matthew Stafford.
Sam Howell with the Washington
Stafford, yeah.
Commanders. You got. I'm still not convinced with Danny Dimes in New York, or Jersey, or whatever.
You got Matt Stafford and they're with the Rams.
Matt Stafford, but Matt Stafford coming off injury and older. Okay.
Derek Carr, New England.
Derek Carr.
Also, Jared Goff in Detroit. Jared Goff is a sleeper. Jared Goff, I feel, is a sleeper because
in Detroit?
Yeah, he had a great season last year.
I understand,
and he's got a good team. They're building something nice there. Yeah.
Thing about
okay, so you're saying Jared Goff is basically top
first of all, I think it's Jalen Hurts and everyone else personally.
Yeah, that's what I do, John. Yeah, I do too.
Right. So now you go over to the other side.
Yeah, the other side of the force.
Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers,
Patrick Mahomes,
Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow,
even Deshaun Watson.
What's his name? Trevor Lawrence.
Brett, get the fuck out of here with Baker Mayfield.
Patrick
Mahomes.
Jordan Love.
I expect a rejuvenated Russell Wilson under Sean Payton.
Yep, I think Russell has a big bounce back year. Yep. Justin Herbert.
You take that list and you put it again, and there's no competition.
No, AFC is just
because I believe that the AFC is the better offensively, where the NFC is the better defensively.
Yes,
I'll go along with that.
That's fair.
The thing about Jared Goff is the fact that Dan Campbell is actually excited about him, and he's really playing him up right now. So who knows? We shall see.
Daniel Jones probably wouldn't make the top 10 in the AFC list.
No, he wouldn't. No, he
No,
wouldn't.
yeah, that's a good point.
Despite
But
that
let's
massive
just that
contract he signed, no, he wouldn't.
I'd say like let's. This is fun. This is fun. Let's. No, he said Aaron Rodgers second. He said Aaron
said
Rodgers.
Aaron
right after
Rodgers.
Josh.
Look,
Yeah.
tier one. Look, I look at it this way. Tier one to me is Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow.
Yeah,
Joe Burrow.
that's what I would say. Yeah,
Okay.
and I think it's Patrick Mahomes up top, and then you can make the argument for Josh and Joe second or third.
They can move
I'm
second
fine.
or third.
They
they
can
correct.
move
could
second
be
or
two.
third.
They
Yeah.
could be 2A or 2B.
It's fine,
Correct.
you know, but Patrick Mahomes definitely top of the food chain. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you go to the next tier.
Then you go to the next tier,
Lamar
and you got
Jackson.
Aaron Rodgers. Like, I mean, come
Lamar
on,
Jackson,
and LeVar Jackson. You know, 2 MVPs. Are
Aaron
second tier in the
Rodgers.
AFC.
Deshaun Watson's in second tier as well. I think.
Deshaun Watson.
Trevor Lawrence, who will be
Trevor
a
Lawrence.
star as of last year, what he showed last year, that's what he's going to be this coming year.
Yeah.
Especially now with more weapons.
Didn't even mention Kyler Murray. Isn't that funny? Yeah.
Okay.
Herbert's up
Kyler-
there. Herbert
Herbert.
for sure.
Justin Herbert, yeah, he could
He's
be.
tier 2.
He could be. Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, got to expect him to come back.
And
So
you know
he-
what? That receiving room is really stacked in Cleveland too. So
I
it's
really
gonna-
believe that Deshaun Watson, his game, if it's right, Daniel Jones can't touch Deshaun Watson.
Right. Look who's here, guys. Ron Gallo is here.
Ron's back from
Ron
the
Gallo.
Ron, what's up? Hey, in your honor,
John,
we didn't have. In your,
you're
hey,
here.
Ron,
Yeah, I
in your
know.
in your honor, we didn't have a show.
Okay.
last-
Okay, we got.
my
I
computer's
got.
just firing up.
to set this straight.
Wait,
Okay,
Ron,
you
there's
guys
a big
don't-
question. John is
don't-
not happy.
Dude, you are Canadian, so please don't let me down. Okay. When you
Okay.
hear the term hockey, what is that he's pointing at?
Okay, hang on. My computer's just firing up. You're asking me what he's pointing at.
Yeah.
What is that garment
Stick
that is
your head in
hanging
his
on the
butt.
What
wall?
do hockey players wear?
Jersey.
Is it a jersey
See,
or a
because
sweater,
he
Ron?
knows. He knows. It's a hockey jersey. Thank
Is
you,
it a
Ron.
jersey or a sweater?
Yeah, it's a
John?
hockey
Come on, Ron.
Thank you, Ron. And that is
Ron
our
Gallo,
expert
somebody
in
was
hockey.
trying-
Somebody was trying to drop a poison pill and saying that they're actually called hockey sweaters.
Like,
I don't know.
never
That
heard
might
that.
be an American thing. Okay, there's a show on that's called Tough as Nails.
Hmm.
There's a show on that's called Tough as Nails, and it's being shot in Halifax.
Yeah.
So it's on Canadian soil, and the American host keeps calling it a wharf, and I'm like, "You're in Canada. It's a dock."
a wharf. I've never heard that in my life.
Yeah. Fisherman's Wharf.
I think wharf. I think it's Star Trek, man. I don't know.
No, it's WHARF.
That's
Wharf.
Wharf, John. Come on.
Wharf.
Fisherman's
Wharf,
Wharf.
yeah.
Wharf or wharf?
So,
Anyways.
Ron, you consider it a jersey, not a sweater?
Yes, he does.
It is absolutely 100% a jersey.
Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you.
whatever.
Thank you. That we even have a saying up here: when you're fighting someone, you're gonna jersey them because that's taking the hockey jersey over his head and
Right.
jerseying him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, please,
Yeah,
this
I
guy
don't
trying to tell me.
Canadians live in a different world than we are, guys. That's
Yes, we do.
You know?
We do. And it's filled with smoke right now. So leave us alone.
Oh man, the smoke is so bad.
They're just more polite. That's all it is. They're just more polite than we are. But that's
I get my grandma to make me a hockey
Yeah,
sweater.
Why? Look at Bill. Bill, you want to know why Bill calls it a jersey too? Because he's from the Boston area, right? Massachusetts, right? Or Rhode Island, around there. New England. What's that? An original Six City.
No, because he's still a part of this group of people that knows they're fucking jerseys.
Yeah, thank you. It's just we're a secret society, guys. Like they're called.
I
All
mean,
right,
come on,
all right, all right.
this is starting the round flat argument.
okay. All right. We're okay. I'm going to call it jersey from now on.
Thank you,
I'm gonna-
you, Ron, for
I'm going to
and Bill for
through the Canadians in the room and
Sweater,
call it
that's
jersey.
college
yeah,
shit.
and
yo.
from the Northeast guys.
You
who
can wear
know.
a college sweater.
Yes.
College sweater. I could hear. Yeah.
All right.
Nobody wears those.
So we're all in agreement that D Hop signing with the Titans is a mistake for him
hilarious.
because he's not going to get a ring. Is that right?
It's hilarious. That's what it is.
Yes.
Dude,
Andre Johnson, Julio Jones. It's the graveyard of wide
Yeah.
receivers.
What about Joe Mixon agreeing to restructure his contract with the Bengals?
That's called PR. That's what that is. Hey guys, forget about all that stuff about me pulling a gun or shooting something. Don't
Right.
even
It's a
pay
good move
attention.
for Mixon because of all the stuff that's going on and whatnot. Trying to get all that swept under the rug or whatever. Plus, he was in danger of losing his starting job.
Yeah, he was.
You know what I'm saying? They already got P. Ryan, I think, lined up for that.
Yep.
So, I think that was just self-salvation.
Yeah, man. I agree.
Quentin Williams lands $96 million contract extension with the
He
Jets.
deserves every cent.
Yes.
That guy's a beast.
Yes. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. Good because a
That
good
guy is a beast.
And now the elephant in the room. The Jets are going to be on Hard Knocks.
Good. I love it. Let it be a distraction of that franchise and have fun.
You know what, though? I think Aaron Rodgers is going to eat that shit up.
You know he is.
I think Aaron Rodgers is actually having fun being with the New
Because
York.
Aaron Rodgers can't turn down the chance to be on camera. He loves being
That's
on
what I'm
camera.
saying.
Yeah.
I think New York's a perfect fit for Aaron Rodgers
Yeah.
because he likes to be in the middle of it all. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And I really believe that could be the launch pad for him to do well this season. If he's having fun and he's loving playing in New York.
Well, he was at the golf tournament in Lake Tahoe, which is what they play every year, the celebrities and sports guys. And he was talking, he was saying that he's looking that he looks forward to being on Hard Knocks. He said the league forced it on them, but I'm sure he's going to take advantage of it as best he can.
Of course.
Because again, he loves being in front of the camera. He loves the attention. He loves the spotlight. So
that's why he hangs out on the Pat McAfee show.
Right, exactly.
I love it. I love it.
All right.
Here for it.
Elliot has brought up the discussion that there are rumors and there are articles out there saying.
Hold on. I gotta change my hat.
All right, saying that Josh Allen is.
There has been chatter. I'm not saying rumors. Chatter.
Okay, I'm reloaded.
Our beloved internet or World Wide Web, whichever we want to call it these days, there's been chatter, okay, that Josh Allen at this point has, if not reached, getting close to reaching the status of overrated as a quarterback.
Really,
and I give the floor to Mr. John G. Olson on this subject.
I will turn it over to John because I'm sure he has many responses.
I'm going to say, do you think he has an opinion on this
particular subject?
Let me dig a little bit deeper into this foxhole first.
I need some time to get prepped for this.
I think it's mostly because, if you look at it, the successes come mostly from Mahomes, Burrow, who's beaten Josh. Mahomes has beaten Josh. Josh hasn't won the big one.
You know what? They're 3-3 lifetime against each other, but the kicker is the Chiefs are 2-1 against the Bills in the playoffs.
I understand that.
Or 2-0, I should say.
2-0.
But the bottom line is that right now, if you look at it, the achievers have been Burrow and Mahomes.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Josh hasn't achieved what he could be or has the ability to be. Now, whether that's from a coaching perspective or just from a perspective that he thinks he has to do it all himself, that hurts him, I don't know. All I'm saying is that there's chatter out there that I noticed that he's starting to be considered one that could very well be overrated at this point.
Okay. I'm waiting for this. Okay. Here we go. Okay. I feel like Joe Pesci in Lethal Weapon. Okay.
You got a whole 15 minutes.
Scotty over here. Okay. I want you guys just to let's go back in time here.
Okay.
The Patrick Mahomes. Let's see how he entered And I'm not taking anything away from Patrick Mahomes. Again, I put him on the top of the food chain in the AFC.
Right.
Best quarterback we've seen since Brady, like bar none. I'm not going to take anything away. But
he's on that trajectory, so to speak.
He's definitely Hall of Famer already. He's in the trajectories, But let's see what he came into the league with. What was his? Someone tell me what his offense was when he first came in. He had basically a wideout named Tyreek Hill, right? He had arguably the greatest tight end now in history with Travis Kelce. Oh, and by the way, who was his head coach? Probably the single greatest offensive mind in the history of the NFL. Fair? Andy Reid, would you say is up there?
I'll put Bill Walsh in that category.
Okay, but right now, let's say. Right?
Okay. Andy Reid, at this point in time, I think he's actually even better than Bill Belichick.
So that's going in. Now, let's look at Josh Allen, what he had his first couple of years. Kelvin Benjamin. Robert Foster. Like, I can name you the wide receivers he had and the offense. The only thing he had was Shady. That's it. So he had a good running back, but nothing to throw to. Nothing. All of those guys, actually, everybody in his first couple of years, I don't even think are in the NFL anymore. Now tell me who his head coach was. His head coach is the current head coach of the Bills, Sean McDermott. Right? Who's not an offensive guy, he's a defensive guy. Now, we also saw, you mentioned Doug Peterson. Look at the trajectory Trevor Lawrence is on now because he's got an offensive mind. Kyle Shanahan, look what he's done with the offense in San Fran without a quarterback. Imagine if he had a quarterback.
Well, he had a revolving door quarterback, but yeah, you're right.
Right, but you know what I mean. Like, so the point is you're judging Josh on situations that are completely different. Patrick Mahomes, as talented as he is, basically got served on a silver platter. Here's your offense. Here's your head coach. Go win. But Buffalo hasn't had a good offensive coordinator until Dable, and then he's gone. And now we have a rookie last year with Ken Dorsey, who's getting his second year behind the helm. So we'll see. But now go and look at the first 70 games of Peyton Manning's career and the first 70 games of Josh Allen's career, and you're going to notice something very, very strange. Peyton Manning's
Josh's numbers are better than
light years ahead of Manning's, light years ahead of his first 70 games in the league, light years.
There's some, I think that's kind of skewed a bit because a lot of his big numbers come in an area that Peyton Manning, there's no way in hell he can.
That's only one rushing.
That's
only one. That's only one.
What I'm saying?
Out of all of the stats,
running touchdowns, the yards, the attempts, all that kind of stuff.
Like I'm talking passing yards. I'm talking passing touchdowns.
I saw the side-by-side comparison.
It's night and day. And people say Peyton's first ballot Hall of Famer, and
just remember also that Peyton Manning started out with Indianapolis, who was terrible for how long?
Exactly my point.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what Josh inherited. 17-year drought.
Okay. But he climbed out of that, though.
Yes, exactly.
And now, but wait a second. Here's the problem.
Right.
Is that media and whoever has put him on a pedestal as of the moment he started to show that he had the ability to be the one that they're projecting him to be.
No one was saying that about Josh for 3 years, even to this day.
Right.
They were saying he's inaccurate. He's this. He's wait until Stephon Diggs
gets
overthrown by Josh.
A lot of it too. I think a lot of that chatter about the overrated thing and whatnot. That might be a spillover from the whole Stephon Diggs thing as well. Because they see that as well. Why is it that these two guys are not on the same page? What is the friction there? And why is Josh being so, blasé about it?
I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I think it's Steph was pissed, and Steph wants the ball. Steph's an alpha dog, and he puts in work. And he feels like if other guys aren't putting in work, he gets pissed. So he was like, we're losing. But you see, Steph is passionate. Steph is passionate when they're winning, and he's passionate when they're losing. And I want that in my number one wide receiver.
And going back to Peyton Manning in his first couple of years in the league, you got to remember also that Tom Moore was the offensive coordinator in Indianapolis. He's considered one of the best offensive coordinators in NFL history.
Oh, okay. Another point for Josh.
And again, Peyton still had a bad rookie. I mean, his rookie season was horrible. Peyton's rookie season was abysmal.
And Clarkey makes up the point that Josh's first 2 years were good. Yeah, they were horrible.
Yeah.
But you saw the potential. You saw the intangibles that you couldn't teach. So I still think Josh is on a trajectory.
Well, the issue I have, John, is it doesn't matter how Mac has done the first 2 years and how Josh has done.
Let me put it this way.
Josh has been able to change in his approach towards the position as far as his work ethic, his film study, his mechanics, the fact that he is trying to, and he has learned every single season that he's been in that position with Buffalo. He's getting better. Mac Jones has actually hit his ceiling. I'm sorry. He's hit his ceiling. Mac Jones is not a great NFL quarterback.
Well, let's see what Bill O'Brien's the OC there now. So let's give him another year, right?
Yeah.
Like with Bill O'Brien, let's see what he can do.
Yeah.
So O'Brien's pretty good OC.
With Ron being
Let
here,
me be quite candid. Okay. If Josh Allen does not soon deliver what the hype that was put on him, okay, then that chatter is only going to get louder.
But I don't. But were they saying that about Peyton? Because Peyton went against Tom all the time.
You're looking at it between the three quarterbacks that came out basically together. You know what I'm saying? Mahomes, Burrow. Those are the three guys that are in the main.
Right, but they weren't the same draft class. They were all a year apart from each, right?
These are the three guys that everybody talks about at the top of the list. The only one that seems to not have succeeded the way the other two have.
How did Joe succeed? He got the Super Bowl, but he didn't win it.
Well, but he got there.
Okay, Josh was 13 seconds away from it. I mean, and the defense let him down. It wasn't him. And
the overtime rule let him down too. So I get that.
Let me ask you something, Gene.
In the end, that doesn't change what's in the books.
Right.
See what I'm saying? What's in the books is what's in the books, and the chatter starts to come in. If you put him on a pedestal, this is what happens with anybody. I don't care if it's Josh Allen, whoever. If you put somebody on a pedestal, at some point, if they don't deliver, then that's when the chatter begins.
Dude, the guy, he's winning. He's dating an Avenger, man. Leave him alone. Anyway, sorry, Ken. What's up?
This has to do with Bill's Nation.
Bill's Mafia.
I'm sorry, Bill's Mafia. I'm sorry. Apologize. Bill's Mafia.
It's okay.
They put Jim Kelly on a pretty high pedestal, and he took him to 4 straight Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it fair to Josh Allen to hold him to the same high standards that they had for Jim Kelly at one time?
Yeah, I think so. But then again, you had basically Hall of Famers around Jim Kelly. You had 3.
Right.
Like on the offense. I'm not even talking on the defensive side with Bruce Smith and stuff. I'm talking Andre Reed, Thurman Thomas, with Jim. Like you had a 3-headed monster there. So Josh has got Steph. I personally think the Damian Harris sorry, Clarky. I think the Damian Harris signing is the sneakiest, best signing the Bills have done in a long time. I'm a massive fan of Damian Harris because I saw how he torched us over the past couple of years. But I think that once they get that running back room settled and the James Cook, I like it. I like that. We need wide receiver too, man. This is why I thought D-Hop would have been absolutely perfect for Buffalo. Yeah. Because then there's no excuse. Then you put all the pieces around him. Then yes, Elliot, I totally agree. You look at the pedestal that he's been putting on. Now you have all these right things. There's only so many excuses. If you have all the pieces around. So, but I think personally, Josh is the best thing to happen. Josh and Steph are the best things to happen to Buffalo for
I think
20 plus years.
I think the one thing that actually has helped to put Burrow a little bit higher than Allen at this point
He's
is
got an
because
offensive.
nobody
Zach
gave Burrow any
Taylor.
chances the last 2 seasons with a crappy offensive line, and he still managed.
Right.
And he was one bad call, non-call away from going back to the Super Bowl.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
And he's got after Miami, I'd say it's the best 1-2 punch at wideout. I'd say they're the best 1-2.
Yeah.
And you know what? And that's because the organization listened to him and they said, "Go get me Jamar Chase."
Right.
Yeah.
That was all Joe Burrow.
I have no idea.
Let me change gears real quick. Ron, Ron. Since you're here, why don't you give us an update on the Tour de France? What's going on with Tour de France? I know you're following it because you're a biker yourself.
It doesn't mean that I'm following it as closely as I should be, but there's been some controversy with the Tour de France this year. There's a couple of riders that cannot go on and have had to withdraw. There's 20 so far, and there's been another fan altercation. There's been a couple actually. Somebody threw tacks on the road, and a big group. This was early on in the stages, but a big group of cyclists had to change bikes, change flats. Essentially, when we look at it, though, some of the riders that we expect to be there are there. Jumbo Visma's team is leading most of the other teams. Vingard is number 1 with the yellow jersey. Podgkar is still number 1 with the youth riders. He's number 2 in the GC as well. In the sprints, Philipsen is leading that division. But certainly, the Tour de France has had a little bit of everything. And
there was a large accident too, wasn't there, Ron?
There's been a couple, and that's what resulted in like six riders pulling out 2 days ago because of the accident.
Was there one this morning, Ken? Did you say?
Yes, there's still people making signs and holding them out in the traffic, want to be on TV, and the riders are running into them. Yeah.
So one of the comments that I had about that, Ken, and I mean, you guys can talk about it if you want a little bit, but when you look at the playing area, there's not very many sports that allow fans to be that close, but one sport that does is NBA. Yeah, you can see some high-level fans that are allowed to sit courtside, and they are basically on the floor, inches.
Jack in LA for number 1.
Yeah, inches, if not feet, away from the foul line, the out-of-bounds line, and they do sometimes get involved when the play goes out of bounds, but they don't get involved when the play is on the court, in the bounds. So one of the things that I was saying is that somehow, some way, cycling has to do the same thing, because when you look at the mountain stages, especially, you've got 2-lane road. Sometimes it's only a single lane, but you have tarmac. But the cyclists are going up that hill, and the fans converge, and they make that space for them even that much smaller. So even if a cyclist could attack, what ends up happening is that they've got no room to go around another cyclist that's in front of them because they've been squished into a small area. And then you're right. We've seen it year in and year out. You've got the person who's got the sign, and they're looking at the cameras. They're not looking at the cyclists, and they're holding it right out. And the cyclists run into that sign, and the next thing you know, they're bumping wheels. You got to understand, when you're in that peloton, it's called the washing machine effect. But when you're in that peloton, you are inches away from the shoulder, the elbow, the tire in front of you.
Right.
You one little touch, and everybody's going down, and that's what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, isn't there a way for the league to? I mean, I guess the people running the tour to provide a buffer zone where the fans can't get on the road to create that distraction or create that obstacle?
So the problem is that you're dealing with 160, 170, 180 kilometer course.
Yeah.
Okay. It's pretty hard to partition off that entire course.
Mm-hmm.
What it is that you got to find those pinch points, because you're not going to get the fans that are going to be on the flats or the descents, because the cyclists are going by just too fast. I think you need to start at the mountain stages, and you need to put up a barricade, you need to put down a line, or you need to put down designated fan zones, and have the ability to be able to keep and corral the fans. But like I said, year in and year out, it takes one fan to ruin it. And the Tour de France draws a huge number of fans. And so you could have 1,000 fans in a small little confined area, and it just takes one idiot to ruin it for everybody. And that's kind of what we're seeing is every day there's one idiot that's out there on the course.
Yep.
Imagine this happening at the Boston Marathon, because they have barricades that keep the fans from doing that. But if this were to happen like at the Boston Marathon, I mean, fans would go crazy. So.
Well, I mean, I guess one of the things that we have to ask ourselves, what have they changed with the Boston Marathon since, a few years ago when we had that very unfortunate incident?
Yes, it beefed up security, but France doesn't have that option. I mean, they're using every security person they can get. But
well, maybe so. But again, like I said, like the difference between the Boston Marathon and a Tour de France is the Boston Marathon is one day, 40 some odd miles. So
26 miles, 40 kilometers.
Yeah, 26 miles. So the course is substantially smaller than the Tour de France.
Right.
The bigger problem with the Tour de France is you're talking like 28 days on different courses that are all well over 100 kilometers in length. Some of them reaching 100 miles in length.
Yeah. Some of them going through 3 different villages too. So.
Yeah, and that's just it. But like I said, like obviously the fans can't police themselves. There needs to be something. So do you put up a rope? Do you put up stands? Do you tell fans that this is the only area where you can watch the cyclists go by? I'm not sure what the answer is, but certainly there has to be a level of respect. And it's not just Vingard that has been saying this. There's a few riders that have said it. But certainly, there's a lack of respect there from some fans for the racers. And that makes it tough. Yesterday, there was a report of the one American cyclist that gets extremely paranoid. He's got a mental hurdle that he has a hard time getting over with on descents, and he gets passed because he's on his brakes, and he's got a concern with the disc brakes. But you add in fans and you add in the extra cyclists that are all going by you fractions of an inch apart, and you can understand why some riders are a little anxious.
Absolutely.
One of the stages I saw the other day, the downhill speeds were absolutely insane. I mean, they're going 35, 40 miles an hour, 45 miles an hour, and you got curves in and out, and
on a bicycle.
Yeah. It was crazy.
A flat sprint to the finish line. Some of those riders are reaching 60 kilometers an hour. On a descent, you're hitting 100 kilometers an hour.
Yeah. Thanks, Ron, for that. I appreciate it.
One quick question.
Go ahead, Ken.
Vingegaard has taken over the lead, the yellow jersey. He's got a 10-second lead over Pogačar. Is this we're going to the mountain stages, I believe, this week, right up until the run into Paris next weekend for the final. Is this shaping up to be a classic finish?
It could very much be, because when you look at the climbers, Vingegaard is 3rd right now and Pogačar is 4th. So, like you're 1-2 in the GC yellow jersey, and you're 3-4 when it comes to climbing. So the difference, 10 seconds is not much, but 10 seconds is huge when it comes to cycling sometimes. But it's going to be tough for Pogačar to close that gap. and see what he can do. And the gap is, the gap is not that much. It's like you said, it's 10 seconds, and then to the third place person, it's 5 minutes and 21 seconds. So these two, as long as they can stay up at the front and challenge each other, it is going to be extremely fun to watch as the final few days ticks down. And thank you very much there, Brett. It is 21 stages with a few rest days over a 24 day period.
Right. Thanks, Ron, for that. I'm going to switch gears again.
Hey.
And there's a couple of things I want to just make a quick shout out before we close up shop for the night. The first is Carlos Alcaraz wins Wimbledon today against Novak Djokovic in 5 sets. I watched the entire match live from 9 a.m. until like 1 o'clock this afternoon, whatever time it was when it finished.
Yes, I did too.
It was a 5-set classic. I don't recall any match being as exciting and as intense outside of the Nadal Federer matches or the Djokovic Federer matches. But shout out to Carlos Alcaraz at 20 years old. He's only 20. Beating Djokovic in 5 sets. His second Grand Slam win because he won U.S. Open last year.
In the third set, there was one game in that
27 minutes.
Lasted 27 minutes.
One game.
The first set only lasted 34.
Right.
They went one game in the third set that lasted 27 minutes.
Correct. And it was a match that will be historically looked at for years to come because it was epic.
That's why I need football back, because I spent my day watching tennis.
Yeah, it was back and forth. There was no real clear dominant player on either. I mean, it was pretty much back and forth.
Right.
And it went to a 5th set. Alcaraz was just phenomenal in that last game, Elliot. He had 6 straight first serve in, and it was phenomenal. Congratulations to Carlos Alcaraz for doing
that last serve.
And I tell you what, it was one of the greatest tennis matches I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen a lot of them, guys, in my lifetime. Dating back to Connors and Lendl and all those guys back in the day.
McEnroe and all those
Connors,
guys.
McEnroe, Lendl. Even if you go with McEnroe and Borg, back in the day.
There was a lot of them.
Yes, it was 4 hours and 42 minutes.
4 hours, 42 minutes.
Yes, and it was just phenomenal.
Is Alcaraz ready to take over as the number one Spain?
He was number one.
I tell you what, I don't think Djokovic is done. U.S. Open's next month.
He's not.
No, he's not done.
U.S. Open's coming up soon, so we'll see how that
But
translates.
Alcaraz retained his number one ranking.
Yes, he did. Yes, correct. The other thing is Rory McIlroy wins the Scottish Open today, leading into the Open Championship, which starts on Thursday. So Rory's Rory's got some momentum going on, so we'll see what happens there. He hasn't won a major in so long.
Rory, that's a jinx, my lad.
Winning the Scottish Open.
The Scottish Open is usually a jinx going into the British Open.
Yeah, correct.
Open Championship. So I hope he wins, but
well, you know what? I've been enthralled with the resurgence of Ricky Fowler. Okay?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, the kid was down and out the last couple of years. Ricky has played some really good golf the last few months. He won 2 weeks ago on the PGA Tour. So we'll see. I like Ricky's chances. I love to see Ricky win. He's the one American that I'm really loving to watch play golf. With that being said, unless anybody's got anything else, we're going to call it a night. John, you got anything else?
I'm good. Go Bills.
Go Bills. Ken, anything you want to mention?
Nope. Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys. Elliot, you're good, I'm assuming?
Yeah, except I'm burying a friend, like I said, next Saturday.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
All right. Ron, anything you want to add, or we're going to get out of here?
8 of 61 goes under next Saturday.
Just real quickly, Patrick Kane had hip surgery. He's not going to sign with any team until the season starts, if he does at all. Patrice Bergeron from the Boston Bruins still hasn't signed with anybody. So there's still a few free agents out there that are looking to find a new home.
Everywhere.
Did Killorn go to San Jose? Is that what I heard?
Yes, I want to say that's exactly what you heard.
Yeah,
Oh, by the way-
Killorn going to San Jose as a free agent. Huge Lightning guy. We love him here in Tampa Bay. Wish him all the best, but it's sad to see Killorn go.
And a shout out to the nerds today for going an entire show without talking about Damian Lillard.
Correction on Killorn. He did go to California, but he went to Anaheim, not San Jose.
Anaheim Ducks. Okay.
Disneyland.
It was Anaheim Ducks. Okay.
Disneyland.
Hey, Brett, just for the record, Live Golf is an abomination, and it should never have come to fruition. I'm just saying. So, I'm just done. Anyway, we're going to call it a night. Guys, it was a great show. I appreciate you, Ron, coming in, Ron. On behalf of my co-host, Mr. Elliot B. Lamba, John G. Olson, and Ken Koslow, everybody have a great week. We'll be back again next Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. John, be safe on the road. Drive careful. All right? And good luck with that, with the new job.
Thanks, man.
And on that note, we're out. Elliot, play the outro, please.
Outro.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, Nerd Nation. Another Sunday episode of the Sports Nerd Show in the books, and we are still alive to tell about it. Now, on behalf of our host, Scott, the Sports Nerd, right? And his co-host, John Olson, Ken Koslow, our two lovable members in the Ramp Pack, and yes, me, Big E, the entire pack would once again like to thank you all for participating with us in the best 90 minutes of sports smack talk on the web today. So until next Sunday night, Nerd Nation, we would like to leave you with a quick PSA. Please stay safe. Please practice social distancing. And for heaven's sake, please wear a damn mask. You all just got hit with a pack rant from the Rant Pack. And with that, fellas, we are out.